What's popping, ladies and gentlemen? You tune into BMOCTV. Shout out to everybody who's watching us and not the Oscars. But shout out to my dude. What's the guy's name from Luke Cage? What's his name?
Shout out to my dude. What's his name?
I don't know his name.
From Moonlight, he was Cottonmouth. Y'all,
yeah.
Okay. Shout out to fam. You know what I mean? He just won supporting actor. Shout out to.
I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Yeah, I would have messed it up. I ain't trying to, you know what I mean? Trying to say his wrong name, whatever.
Mr. Ali.
Mr. Ali, you know, then not Muhammad. Mr.
Put some
Ali.
respect on his name.
Respect all three of us. And then shout out to Viola Davis too. She wants for the support. Shout out to her, man. Shout out to Janelle too. Janelle Monáe.
Well deserving.
Shout out to Janelle. Shout out to everybody, man. So you know what they're gonna say, right? They're gonna say, oh well, you know, Oscars wasn't so black last year, so they had to give them the award. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, you know,
it was just supporting.
Bitches was incredible. Viola was
incredible. It's like more fake out. They're gonna be mad at something, okay? They're gonna be mad at something, people. Viola has a black husband. Dude has a black wife. There's nothing you can say. There's nothing you can say right now. They earned it. First award of the night. They televised it, by the way. So anyway, shout out to everybody, man. So first, we gotta get into a lot of stuff, man. Before we get into the week of events, man, I want to shout out to the best co-hosts around the planet, man. Deshaun, sit up to the people, man.
What's good, world? It is chock full of debatable topics and some information in the hip hop music world this week. No, we did not stage it, but we are happy to recap it for you. So let's get it popping. Shout out to Donita and Tyra. They're not here today, but it's good. We're gonna hold them down for the regulars. We got it.
Yeah, we got y'all. Trust me. Okay, Drew, sit up to the people, man.
What's good? What's good? Another week, another great show. We had a lot of ammo first to take on this week, so it's gonna be good. A lot of ideas. The group's been lit all week ever since the Just Blaze and Swizz battle. So and of course we had Nicki and Remy. So it's a lot going on. So we're gonna get to it.
You know what? So what should we get into first? Should we get into the Swizz Beatz Just Blaze, or should we start? Pause, right? Or should we start with? Let's start with Remy and Nicki. Let's start with Remy and Nicki.
Okay, let's do that.
Out the gate. All right. So for those who've been sleeping under a rock, Remy. Well, first Nicki Minaj came out with a verse on "Make Love," a Gucci Mane song, right?
Gucci.
Yeah, it came out of literally nowhere. That song. Funny enough, so this was This was Wednesday. It was a Tuesday or Wednesday. I actually was having lunch with the head of A&R. Shout out to Lara Gaba, Larray Gaba, or whatever. We was having lunch. We're having a great conversation. She stops. She's like, "Hold up, I gotta have a meeting real quick. Gucci just dropped a record, didn't tell anybody, right?" So I'm like, okay, you know, whatever. Just eat my, enchilada, pause. You know what I mean? I think nothing of it or whatever. The end of lunch, I get home and I see the song's called "Make Love" is with Nicki Minaj. So I'm like, okay, it's probably just a regular song doing its thing. So I just play it or whatever on my Spotify. And Nicki, it felt like when I heard the verse, Nicki had a verse already set and she added on 8 bars just to get at Remy. Yeah. Because you can tell like when the verse is supposed to end, and then she goes into like platinum plaques, and you only got one, and your album flopped. Happens to be the day when the sales came out for Fat Joe Remy Ma's album that did 11,000 K. Indie, you know what I mean? Yeah, just so happened, you know what I mean? And so,
which I'm sure they probably expected something like that, probably being realistic and understanding the climate of the game.
Yeah, I mean, I will say though, I expect at least 30. at least 30. 11 is a little, but I think too.
And it had positive reviews from, just the people that was buzzing around the internet.
Yeah, but I mean, the album was fire. I think they just released it too late. I think they should have released it last summer. That's what I think. I think once Jay-Z dropped that verse on the All the Way Up remix, I think once that was kind of whatever, drop Money Showers, and then you drop the album the same day, I think that would have hit. I think they waited a little bit too long. Yep. And it got caught up in the mix. That should have been a 2016 album to me.
Well, I think part of it too, maybe if you watch Love and Hip Hop too, the whole part with Remy and Pap when the family, probably could have held it up too, because when Fat Joe and Remy were on the Breakfast Club last year, that's when they was about to drop All the Way Up, and they was gassing the record up crazy too, like it was, and it lived up to what they said. That was a long time ago. But I think probably that's when the personal life comes into it. That could, just guessing, just putting everything together based on what we see. I probably could help the album up.
Yeah, I thought they could have literally did 30 to 40 with the whole Jay-Z hype and have that song on. That song wasn't on the album. That's not even like that song should be like a bonus song on the album. Like
something.
It's something. I think that would have helped it. But regardless, 11,000, and they're truly indie. It's not like a chance. Hold up. No, they're.
Come on now.
I'm joking. They're actually 100% indie. There's no secret deal with anybody. So whatever. So it's 11. So Nicki kind of poked fun at that. And I think Nicki, it's kind of like what came first, the egg or the chicken, right?
Right.
Because you can say Nicki started the beef with the Make Love song, but Remy's a lot of her records. If you listen to them, personally, I think she was coming at Nicki for the long.
Yeah, I mean the whole album. Every time I heard a verse on the album, I was like, "This sounds very."
Well, especially Spaghetti. If you hear Spaghetti with the whole taking it back to the Bronx, why would you shout at a borough? That means you try to come to another borough, Queen.
Yes.
And the butt shots and it's why you the Queen, Steve Harvey. That's the money showers. It was like I don't care what Remy says.
Yeah.
Remy can say whatever. Remy was that was the motivation I felt.
Especially now that she pulled out this disc that she had since '98.
Yeah, remember when I checked you? That didn't happen yesterday. That must have happened before or last week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So but she said, I ain't talking about her or whatever. And then I know Nicki at one point wanted to do a record. I know she this Drew. Nicki wanted to do a record with Remy Ma, and also I think it was Foxy Brown. And Remy turned that down. Remy didn't want to do the song with them. That's when she first came out of jail. She was like, "Nah, I'm good because I was cool doing the record with Nicki. I don't want to do this song with somebody else." And the other person was Foxy Brown. I think they said this on Hot 97.
Okay.
So that may have been a thing where it could have been a little clash and whatever happened before, maybe that could have sparked something, whatever. But in any case, so be it. So maybe Nicki was feeling away, which is why she jumped on the Gucci Mane record.
Yeah.
But then I think it was a little bit too direct. I think it was a tad bit too direct. And Remy was like, "Oh hell no!" Like,
that's it.
That's it. So my hypothesis, I could be wrong. Again, I think that Ether record, half of it was already done.
Yeah,
I think Remy just added some bars to the beginning and added some bars to the end. But I think the majority, like the ghostwriting, the pedophile, all the Nicki, the name flips, Nickelodeon, Nicolas Cage.
She's been writing them down in a BlackBerry for a long time. The name flips is crazy.
Saint Nick and Light. I was like, God, like, oh my God.
And the way Remy been rapping, like since she's been home.
Yeah.
Like she had the one record with the, I don't know who the dude is, some weird dude she had a record with.
Yeah.
And people thought she was throwing shots in that song. And so the way Remy's been rhyming, all she had to do was add in a couple of personal things. You could fill out. You could fill out a 7-minute record. You know what I'm saying? Because and the thing is too, because Remy was always saying how if I was going to come at you, I'd say your name. Yeah. So when she talked about butt shots and all that kind of stuff, Nicki's the obvious target with that, right?
Of course, yeah.
There's so much of that going on in the game. You really could be talking about anybody.
Right. You could always back out of that.
See, exactly. Yeah. So it was.
I wasn't talking about Jay-Z. I was talking about Ja Rule driving Maybach.
Like he was talking about Jay-Z, man. Exactly. Like Ja Rule. Ja Rule never rocked a button up. He never had a Maybach. Like never. It was clearly Jay. Like whatever, Gabe.
My fault, Jay.
Let that pass. So yeah, so it's been a lot of that. So Remy Ma came up with the Ether. Shether, right? On the Ether beat, because Nas, Nicki was trying the whole Queen stuff, so I guess Remy was like, okay, I'll do it over the Queen's beat. It was already probably in her head anyway, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she launches it on Saturday, and I'm gonna give you my thoughts on it, right?
Yeah.
First thought was, wow, that was quick. I was like, geez, did you have a show? You did it on the tour bus? Did you voicemail in the studio? Like, where did you find a studio that fast to put that all together? Especially all the name flips. Name flips it was 7 minutes. It was 7 minutes, dog. Like that's crazy. It's like 3 songs. Yeah. So it was cool. There were certain parts where I feel like Remy was kind of like out of the pocket, so to speak.
Yep.
Which makes me believe that part of it was done earlier when she just kind of came out of the prison. Maybe she just like threw some bars all around.
Ether's a weird kind of beat to ride on too.
Yeah, that was the thing. So you see, so okay. So before we get into the whole the reception of it, so this is what I thought. I thought, okay, Remy, if you're gonna diss Nicki, you need to take like the Drake approach. I feel Nicki, if she responds, if she's so gracious to respond, she will do. I feel like those bars should have been on an original beat that you can put on you know, Spotify, Tidal, iTunes, stuff you can sell.
Yeah.
Because think about it, everybody's streaming this, right? But they're gone now. You can't collect those streams. They're just on random blog sites. Every blog site could have had a link to the source, and she could have got royalties and all that from it. Like how many? It would have had like a million of the streams. But because it's Ether, she can't really put it on Spotify. It's somebody else's beat, and it kind of loses its impact. But like, think about Back to Back. That was an original song. It's still playing in the club. Like that's gonna hurt me every time it's in the club. So if Nicki responds, trust me, it will be on an original beat. It may even be on her next album. You know what I'm saying? She may take the takeover Ether route. You know what I mean?
And so that's my thing with it. So, you know, we've broken down, our people have broken down the bars, and Remy kind of, you know, came with some heat or whatever. Yeah. But me, I started to analyze which route Nicki should go. And I think she's already given us a hint of what she's trying to do. So it's a couple routes generally that's pretty popular, right? One, you know, so with Remy, with her direction, you can see kind of where she came from, because part of what made Nas and Ether cut through so much was having some personal ammo, and then still kind of, you know, like Drew always points to, feeling like the big homie. Like you mentioned my name in every one of your records. I kind of co-signed you, know what I'm saying? I put on, you know, I'm a big homie, so you can't dismiss how nice I am. So that was what made Ether so cold. So Remy had that credibility, like, you know, people saw me in the video, kind of co-signing for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't really see me in the streets. You can't discredit my value. So I can kind of try to sheet through you and go that route. So for Remy, I was talking two routes. She can kind of go with the Ja Rule, New York kind of theme, which is pull in somebody that's kind of big and put them on a track to kind of make you second guess if you really gonna diss me or you dissing everybody. Because what people don't realize is when 50 dissed Fat Joe and Jada, he said it clearly. I'm warring with Ja Rule. Y'all get on a track called 100 Guns, 100 Clips. I'm from New York. Now I don't know if everybody's coming at me or it's just him, so I'm dissing everybody now. Yeah. So if she was to align herself and make a hit with a Beyonce or, you know, bring Lil Kim back, then it put Remy in a position, even if they don't mention her name, all Nicki got to do is have a verse on there getting at her and make it be a hit. And now Remy's like, okay, now who's against me? I got to make some phone calls. When I drop my next album, am I going at her or am I going at everybody, right? And then the other part of that is kind of like you're saying, you know, listening to the Drake interview with OVO the other day, he said, man, with back to back, like DJs know they got to take a hit if Meek is in the club at the time because it's the hottest record out. And if Meek is in the club and he's a star, guess you can't even play the hottest record out. Exactly. So if Nicki takes that route and not only puts a guest performance on there and it's one of the hottest records on the original beat, now people are playing it just to play it because they don't even you know, diss or not. And they got to take a hit if Remy in the club. Okay, we're gonna play all the way up, but we're not playing the other big hit.
Well, I would not take that hit if Remy's in the club. Go take that hit. Remy more gangster than everybody. I wouldn't take that hit. Remy's on probation, but Terror Squad, I ain't saying nothing about Terror Squad.
But I maintain this more than anything. And you know what I'm saying? I understand I understand that Jay-Z has kind of, you know, done some things and he'll wait to take a shot, but all these people, you know what I'm saying, that's not really, that keep talking about on top, queen, you got to battle. Now, me saying you got to battle don't mean nothing because I'm not putting no checks in your pocket, but for the culture, you can't just get, you know what I'm saying, you got to battle.
Let's get to that. Let's get to that. So when I heard the record, I said, wow, this is fast. I said, but for the most part, I enjoyed it. I was entertained by it. I love the Nick flips the most. I just love how she's breaking down, like, you know, I checked you before, which can lead to some more ammo. The whole brother pedophile thing was really a low blow. Crazy. I heard about it a while ago, but I forgot about it. It wasn't even in my memory bank. She literally pulled out all the stops. So I was like, this is cool. She really went all in. But I was also like, wow, if Nicki responds, you have anything left? Yeah, do you have anything left? You really went from like the butt shots to like what Meek said to the Ghostwriter to Drake to Wayne to how she got on to Gucci. Like she literally said every single possible thing you could say about her. Right. So I don't know what could happen.
Unless she has some super ugly kind of stuff with her and Meek or something.
that would really be super ugly.
Well, that's the thing. Is like, you know,
every sense of the word. That'd be super ugly. Go ahead, Drew.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Now, what's the big word nowadays is receipts, right?
Yeah,
so,
right.
you know, like Papoose tweeted Ebro, I think it was this morning.
Oh Lord.
And Pap was like, "Well, Ebro, don't deny it now because you was hitting me about it." You know what I'm saying?
God.
So, you know, so the thing is, you know, one thing about, you know, this is the angle why I rock with Remy, right? And so Remy goes away for 6 years.
Yeah.
And you know how fickle, not just the music, but it's particularly hip hop. If you're not around for a while, it's hard for you to come back.
Yep.
And so I love the angle that Remy came home and she hit the ground running. So she comes out, big record. She's opening for Beyonce. She's on Love and Hip Hop, but she even found an angle with that, with her and Pap having the black love and all that, which is, you know, a positive way, something definitely different from what you normally see on that show. You know, she's doing All-Star Weekend. You know, Remy lit. And so Remy, I think one thing, because I was talking about that in the group, on Facebook, is Remy is not light. Like, Nicki is the superstar. She's crossed over to that pop, you know, to that pop side. But you look at the different angles like this. Remy's pedigree. She's from the Bronx. She was discovered by Big Pun. Yeah. Like, her pedigree.
That's it. Stop.
She's right. Like, just as an MC, like, she's legit. Like, before she went away, she was considered the best female rapper. Yeah. Like, period. So her credibility on that angle is solidified. Then you look at it now. She's maybe not as big as Nicki as far as that crossover appeal, but she has 2 legit smash records, like between Lean Back all the way up. She has some, so she shows her ability.
And whatever.
Right, right. Those two, but right, those went 2. But I mean, like, those 2, she got 2 really big ones. And
those are huge. What do you mean?
I mean, but not as big as, but not as big as Lean Back, though.
Okay. Good point.
But but even with that, I mean, that adds to it too. Like, those were good records too. Like, so she's not just a backpack rapper. She has that side where she can also hit in top 10s on the Billboard.
Right.
Absolutely.
So she's solid that way. Thirdly, which is huge in rap, especially in beef, like, you know what goes down in the streets. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So every way you deal with Remy Ma, like, she's a beast, she's a problem. And that's the thing I was like saying in the group. I'm like, man, like, people talking about, like, Nicki can't be hurt by Remy Ma. Like, how not? Like, Remy's a beast. Like, she's not new in this game. She's super nice. Yeah. And she's not to be messed with. And she's showing that right now. So maybe she did unload the whole clip on Nicki on this song. Maybe she has more. But if you coming back, rap is all about having a crown. And that work that goes for women too. Like, the original beef in rap was who's the real Shantae. That's where it started. Now, I'm like,
not the second one.
That was 25, 30 years ago.
Actually, not even the first one, but that's another story.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, that then you have.
I get what you said. Like, but that's the thing. I had a problem with that too, because people were quick to say, you know, Remy isn't relevant, and I'm like, what are y'all talking about? Like you said, on the hottest show on VH1, all the way up is huge, you know, biggest song of the year. Remy made it twice. I mean, she's Remy Ma. Like, the whole, like, this is what we gotta stop doing, okay? And this is the industry dude saying it. Just be entertained sometimes by the music, man. Exactly. Like, who cares if Nicki Minaj is a, you know, super millionaire and Remy Ma's a thousandaire? Like, what does that have to do with anything? Like, just pay attention to the skills. Like, see, it's like you guys want to complain, but it isn't the 90s anymore, and people aren't trying to be competitive. But they're trying to be competitive. You want to go to their tax statements. It's like, what do you like? That's all the meme. But it's like, okay, I see that Nicki's worth whatever million and Remy Ma's worth whatever thousand, but I can't hear that in my iPod. It's like, why can't you just have fun? People are like, oh, they need to stop it. You know, Remy's being a bully. You know, like, shut up. Just enjoy enjoy the music. Like everybody goes through it. Like, it's hip hop. It's hip hop.
If you're the best in anything, like somebody's coming for that crown. Like nobody's gonna let you. If you hooping, like when AI was a rookie, he saw the opportunity.
Right.
Michael Jordan's on the top of the key. It's me and you. You about to get this work.
Yeah.
And not everybody's gonna see you forever. We cost you up twice. I'm coming for your neck. Like if you're the best, I want to be the best. That goes for anything in life. I'm coming for you. I want to be the best. I want to be the best guy at my bank as far as putting up. Like you want to be the best.
Period.
You know what I'm saying, like that's what you do it for. Like,
and part of
how do people not get that? It's that simple.
There isn't any humility in hip hop as far as on wax. So it's interesting that people take these shots personal, but every artist get on here and say, "All y'all bow down, y'all my sons, y'all my daughters. I'm better than who you think they talking to? They can't not be talking to everybody. They can't not be talking. I can't be, you know what I'm saying, on here talking about all y'all hosts. I'm the king of the hosts. All y'all hosts bow down. And then Walton Drew drop some ether on me. I'm like, I wasn't talking to y'all. Like you talking to somebody. So be prepared to defend it. And if it stay on wax and it's all love, then it's good. You know what I'm saying? Like we gotta stop being so sensitive about how a diss track is constructed and when it comes out. It's just competition.
Exactly. And this whole, you made a valid point. And my main point is this: if Remy Ma is so irrelevant, why did Nicki come at her?
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's Nicki. So Nicki's too big to respond, but yet she responded. Like what? Who else has a platinum plaque and the album flop? Like who else is she talking about? So if she's so irrelevant and she shouldn't respond to her, why did she already respond to her? Like it's like it makes no sense.
They in the same city and everything. Like they both in New York. Like
don't say that, please, Lord Jesus. These people in New York. Listen, I'm an out of towner. It's all the same to me. But they'll be like, no, they're all the way in Brooklyn. I'm like, fam, you're like 5 train stops away. All right, like relax. It's the same city.
I mean, it's like, it's like the King of New York thing. Like Nas and Jay from different boroughs. The King of New York. These are queens of New York. Like
exactly.
So it's about wanting to be on top. And the thing is, Nicki, like this is one thing that's how to stop too. Like Nicki's was posting stuff on Instagram. She was sending tweets out.
Yep.
Stop deleting them because that's
I hate that.
Stop, because it's already been a screenshot. People already seen it. It's not going nowhere.
True. That's a big pet peeve, man. Like she put the sales on her Instagram and just deleted it. Like why you leave it up?
That's like when a lawyer say something greasy and say, "Oh, you know what I'm saying? Sorry, strike that from the record." The jury heard it, dog. No matter what you say, I'm a human. So if I know the fingerprints is on the gun, I wasn't supposed to say that. My fault. I heard it now. Guilty. Like if people see it, they screenshot it. Don't delete that tweet. Don't do nothing. We already got it. Everybody.
You have to quick with the objections. You got to object quick.
I object. Withdrawn. No, it's not. Unless you have the Men in Black memory eraser. It's not withdrawn. I remember.
Like, so now she's not too big to post it, but she's too big to keep it up. Like it's like this whole passive aggressive hip hop, man. I hate it, and I hate those that love it. Like let them rap. Like all this We Are the World stuff. Like okay, people. I know y'all tired of everybody talking about Remy Ma and whatever. There's gonna be something else the next day. Like every day is something different. Like this is gonna be forgotten. Like this is gonna happen. It's gonna end by next week, and it'll be all over again. And we'll go back to regular Facebooking and regular Instagramming. Like it's not the end of the world. Just take it entertainment.
It's excitement. We're not talking about like something that's outside. We're talking about like music. It's still music based. So yes, that's what you're supposed to talk about. We're talking about songs that have came out. We're not talking about like a divorce or relationship. We're not talking about that. This is music based. So what I'm saying, like these artists, I mean, for me, aren't in my everyday playlist, but they're warm, they're talented. So it's good to talk about.
Yeah, just everybody just relax. Like just have fun. Like people, listen, being the killjoy is not always the cool thing to do. Everybody want to be a killjoy. Everybody, whether it's anything that's popular, somebody can be like, oh well, let me just be contrary. Let me just be the objective person of it. Like, shut up.
I got 2 quick questions for both of you.
Go ahead.
How I think looking at the internet, both of you have stated that you think Remy's better. So how much better do you think Remy is? 1, and then 2, How do you think this ends up? What's your prediction for this? Is Nicki dropping? Does she drop fire? Does she drop a dud? So give me those two answers.
I'll speak. I think Remy Ma, in terms of lyrically, is better than Nicki. I think in terms of the song making process, I'll give Nicki the edge, but I don't know if it's all Nicki or a whole.
Right.
I don't know the whole process. I will say that this probably, obviously, in terms of the charts, Nicki Minaj has been more successful in making songs. In terms of his lyricism, Remy Ma, hands down, I think Remy Ma's better than a lot of dudes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. When she's in the pocket, I feel like sometimes sometimes she's like an emotional, not emotional in a bad way, but emotional rapper. Like she gets hype a lot. I think Shether, it wasn't necessarily her best. I think it was definitely better than Nicki.
Right.
I don't think it was Remy's best. If you hear the Plateau, however you say it, album, that's Remy. She's killing it. Like she's doing different flows. She's doing street records, commercial records, a reggae record. Like she's with like Stephanie Mills. Like she's killing it. I think she was right to but I say that about that's mumble rap. But no, so I think she's lyrically. How it ends, I don't know. I think what will be the smart route would be if Nicki's learned anything from the Meek Mill Drake thing. It would be to make a song that's going to play on radio that's going to be in your next album. I think Nicki's album is probably already done. I think that's why she's swapping these different like Swallow, Pause, and Make Love and all these. But I think she's coming out with something. She's building up to something. She hasn't done features in a while, so she's like, I think she's gearing up for like I'm not saying I mean secret information, but I think definitely a spring type of thing. So I think for her best interest, she should do like a back-to-back type of thing.
Yeah.
Or she could do the whole Jay-Z, older Jay-Z approach, and not drop an official diss record and say some sneak shots 5 months later.
Gotcha.
So I have no idea. I want her to respond because I want to be entertained.
Absolutely.
I'm keeping it. But I don't want to wait until May to hear what Nicki has to say about it. I don't want you arguing with Trey Songz on Twitter. Like I want to hear you ordering songs. So Drew, what is your take, Drew? Where's your prediction?
I think like especially for this form, like Remy's absolutely better. Especially for this space.
Yeah.
Nicki obviously has the commercial success. And I do think Nicki's dope. I think especially her. I do think she can rhyme.
Yeah.
I think obviously her whole package. The sex appeal is a big part of it. She has that. Obviously, she has the machine behind her. You've seen recently she's back around Wayne and Drake. So I mean, the overall entity of what she could bring, I think she's gonna need to bring all of that. She's gonna need to bring all of that because Remy's not playing, and she got nothing but time. And she's waiting for it. You know what I'm saying?
I got time today, guys. I got time today.
You know what I'm saying? So, but this is the thing. One thing, she can't get away. She can't cute her way out of this though.
No, you gotta have some bars. People want it.
Like I don't think her ass could save her. You know what I'm saying?
Especially this topic of discussion.
Exactly, you know what I'm saying? Especially since everybody looking at you sideways, like you ain't let you froze Meek out for 3 months and all that, like you know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. That's crazy.
You know what else too? Oh my fault. Go ahead, Drew. Finish it. That can't save her. So she's really gonna have to come with some heat, and I don't know if she has enough to handle Remy. And the thing is, so this is what I was just thinking. So Remy cut kind of deep. She's calling her a pedophile. And this is stuff that was already out there, but she took all gloves off. Yeah.
So now, say Nicki takes the same approach.
Right.
I don't know if there's as many things. I don't even want to say it.
Yeah. I know but, the pregnancy.
You know what I'm saying? Like
pregnancy. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see. Because we talked about, we mentioned it earlier, like, in beef, everything goes.
Yeah.
Everything goes.
Yeah.
So how hard is Nicki about to go in?
Yeah.
Because I don't think Remy's going to have a filter. And if you're going to do it. Yeah. It's lit. So do it.
Yeah.
I want to see how far Nicki's willing to dive. Because Nicki does have a lot of other things going on. Yeah. Does she go all the way in? Because you got to think, too, like, when you look around at her camp, Wayne, when it comes to beef with him, Wayne's always been kind of wishy-washy with it with Pusha T. It's always been light.
He tiptoes a lot.
I think Drake. Drake handled Meek, and I do still think part of that Meek kind of dug his own grave too because he handled it like a weirdo. Like, so, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know how they react to that kind of thing.
So,
you know what I'm saying? So,
but see, if those things make a perfect storm for Nicki, right? Album coming out, you have a lead single back with Drake that you haven't worked with, because there's also some heat. I mean, she has some information she was dropping. I don't know if it's true or not, but that had, I mean, Meek kind of trolling. I don't know if that little video was true or not.
Yeah,
they've kind of, you know, they've kind of set the stage for her to have this smash hit to get back with Drake, take a couple quick shots at Meek, just to let them know, you know, why they're there, you know, going on Remy and kind of make this a big collaboration and kind of get back at her. The last thing I'll say as far as the talent-wise was just that is Nicki Minaj, of course, like I've heard some of her stuff and she's had some hits. I haven't been just through the catalog with a fine-tooth comb, but I was always wild and, you know, just kind of the verse that stuck in my mind was Monster. Anytime somebody tells me Nicki ain't not, I'm like, Monster, she, Jay-Z, Kanye, whatever. But this battle made me go back and I was like, I mean, once I don't listen to Monster 100 times, I guess she ain't that nice. You know, because people was talking about, you know, Remy, you know what I'm saying? Remy's way better. I'm like, is she? Like, so I went back and listened to her first joint, you know, in the last album. I was like, oh, okay, well, let me see what Nicki got. And I was like, oh, okay, well, let me just put Monster on because this is very underwhelming. So, you know what I'm saying? It's interesting.
But Jay was kind of sleepwalking through that, like naming all those monsters, Frankenstein.
That's his fault. Hey, you remember when Floyd Mayweather knocked? Who was that he knocked out when he put his hands up and he slept? Hey, you in the ring? Don't put your hands up. You get knocked out like that.
We don't know if Kanye wrote the whole. Like, we don't know what happened with that whole song.
Kanye ain't that nice.
The problem with Nicki lyrically for me is she's good, but a lot of times some of the stuff that comes off real corny. Like even on the beat on the diss song where she had the Kendrick "See on my iPhone doing Nokia." Stuff like some of that stuff Nicki says be like hella weak. Like,
and the flow was like mad. Like there was so many spaces in between it. Those are like ad libs and connect stuff. Even I mean, to be honest with you, I can't really go into the record. Let me skip over that. Let me say something about the whole the pregnancy angle though.
Gotcha.
I think Nicki would be stupid to do that, and here's why. Yes, you can tug at the heartstrings of Remy Ma because that's what the emotional that happened to her. But there's so many women that happened to that you're gonna offend more people than Remy Ma, and so that's gonna alienate your audience, and that's gonna be like a backlash to you, and she's gonna have to do an apology on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? So she should just avoid that altogether. Like, just avoid it.
Perfect example, Drake and Kid Cudi. Perfect example.
Exactly.
People felt like
exactly.
So it's like people feel like, Drake, that's too far. You know what I'm saying?
And I would not even like. I know it's probably tempting to do since this is a vulnerable state. But if I was Nicki Minaj, career wise, don't do it. Go at Remy specifically, her career. Do the whole big homie thing. Do the, I came in after you and I'm the queen. Still like do all the big homie talk stuff. Like even what Deshauna said, your first single with Drake and Wayne, maybe your whole third verse is about her. Like how Drake did comment on the
Face Scheming.
Yeah. So it wasn't all about him. The whole song wasn't, but your verse is.
Yeah.
So maybe do something like that, and then it's the biggest song anyway, and then you diss Remy Ma anyway, and then
we gotta play that right now. That thing.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that that's a joke. That what Remy and Pat went through was a joke. Definitely not.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about the talk because the thing is, especially when you're on TV, especially reality TV, you expose yourself to a lot.
Right.
And even there's even props to Remy and Pat for putting that out there, especially doing it on their own terms too, instead of letting it come out on the shade room or something.
Yeah.
Kind of trashy type stuff. Put it out there in your space and how you want to handle it.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that. I'm not saying like it's nothing funny that should be joked with.
Oh no, I get it.
Well, everybody might not get it though. I'm like, because it's going out, so I don't want to seem like.
No. I thought the same thing. I was like, wow, the thing that Nicki could probably do. But then I thought I was like, if she does that, then a lot of black women upset. Listen, black women can make you a millionaire, and black women can make you like a homeless. So like, I I wouldn't play with that. And listen, they already don't like Nicki as it is.
Yeah.
They already like her commercial success and critical acclaim are completely different levels.
Absolutely.
Like her commercial success is like a 9. Her critical is like a 4. You know what I mean? At best. So
imagine if she had like that Moment for Life kind of track with like a little verse on there about Remy Ma. Like that thing would blow, man. That's
what I'm saying.
That's
like
a monster. Her and Drake, a monster track, and because the flow was on point and that, like it's some stuff out there, Nick. You got to get it together. You know what I'm saying? Come correct.
So I really hope we're gonna hear something. I just don't know if it's gonna be like next couple of days or if it's gonna be on a single. So knowing Nicki, they're probably gonna tell her to do it on a single, which I think that Remy should have done. I really felt, because Remy has an album out too, the whole winters and summers and the whole thing. So I thought it should have been an original beat. That's the only flaw. Other than that, I think she should have stayed a little bit on pocket, but I like it. I like the spirit of competition. I think the next song Remy puts out, if she does another clapback, will be much better. I think she'll be more in pocket because she'll be in the pocket she's in now versus like some pre-recorded stuff that happened maybe like a few months ago.
And speaking of your point,
sure.
Being in and out of pocket, I never understood that because it's not live. You get to do it again. You listen to it. We've all been in the studio before, right? We've all been in the studio. You write some bars, you go at it, and then you play that back, and you're not like, oh, that sounds a little bit off. How does this get all the way to shipping public? How does that get out when you're not on beat or out of pocket or drop a terrible bar?
But you know what? But not to that though.
Go ahead.
Oh my bad. Well, I think there's a little bit of charm to that to me.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is, so like for instance, early 2000s, which was like the beginning and the heyday of beefs and like so for like when Nas was on the radio.
Yeah.
Next night, like that night, Dipset went in, and they went in on Hate Me Now. Yeah. Like you listen to it, don't sound mixed. It's just raw. You feel me? Like that rawness is like, if you really heard that, boom, I'm going in. Throw it out there. You know what I'm saying? So it has that nostalgia on it, like you just heard it on a K Slay tape back in like 01. And not to be like an old guy, but
it's not too powerful.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So the having taking the Drake angle with the back to back is definitely that's very dope. But there is a good feeling to it, a real hip hop feeling to it. Is I heard this, well take this. You know what I mean? And just go in. So I like that angle. So it's not necessarily so polished and clean.
The flow though, you can still do that over. You ain't gotta mix it and match it. But like, I mean, how you
but look at the response though. Has that really mattered?
Yeah, but you know what, Remy, you had to understand too. Remy, my first saw Remy was on the Smack DVD. She was battling Lady Luck. So Remy Ma is a battle rapper. So when she puts on that battle rapping hat, she's probably not thinking about it. Like maybe if it was like Money Showers, she would have did it 8 times in the studio. You know what I'm saying? I think she was hype. I think she was maybe a tad bit too hype. Yeah. Like I think if this would have came out on Tuesday, it would have been great too. You know what I'm saying? Like it didn't have to come out within 24 hours. But
Ether's Ether's a weird beat too. The Ether's not the traditional doom doom like with a snare bass. Ether got a weird little spacey vibe to it.
I don't think Ron Brown's used a metronome with that beat. I think it was all freehand.
Which was like the only beat that he made that's like that, because Ron Brown's is like usually like he's not that beat is kind of, that's always the one little angle people try to use with Takeover and Ether is the beat is kind of because Takeover beat is incredible.
Yeah,
somebody really isn't. You know what I'm saying?
But Nas, like Nas is gonna make anything work. Like
Nas alright.
It's not like because part of the Ether, Nas was just kind of talking, kind of. He wasn't really like his flow wasn't.
It could have been a marinated little lamb, and Nas would have killed it. Like it was nothing. So, but so the conclusion, like I said before, like everybody's so up in arms. Just enjoy it. We all know Nicki Minaj makes more money than Remy. Like even somebody said in the chat, it was like, well, Nicki still wins, and it's like, are we okay? Separate career from battle.
Yeah.
Realistically, I don't think there's gonna be 2 records and all of a sudden Nicki Minaj goes away into space. Like that's not happening. Like even Nas won the battle against Jay. Yes, Jay is more successful. He has title, Roc Nation. Jay is the dude. Like he is obviously on a career wise, he's on a higher level than Nas. But in terms of critically acclaimed, it's way more balanced. So some people just get it to Nas. So it's like, what are you really in it for? So most rappers want the money and the critical acclaim. It isn't just one or the other. Like you will be feeling lonely in your mansion for all that money, and you go to the clubs and people not thinking you the hottest person out. Like, okay, for instance, Flow Rider. Flow Rider is a perfect example.
Right.
Flow Rider has a lot of hits and a lot of money. Flow Rider never made another record. How important is he to the culture? You know what I'm saying? Like,
zero impact.
Right. But let's say Raekwon, who sells way less, is like, I'm not gonna rap anymore. This is my last song. This is gonna be more of an outcry. So it's like in hip hop, you want to be a Jay. Jay has the critical acclaim, you know, and he has the money. That's the goal. So for people just writing off Remy Ma because she doesn't have as much money as Nicki Minaj, that's so short-sighted. It's like hip hop is different than any other genre of music. That's why it's hip hop. It's competition. It's freestyling. It's it's braggadocious. It's different things. We have to create on a different scale.
And everybody. I don't want to be that safe this time to say that she can't destroy Nicki. I'm going out on a limb. It can happen. If Nicki don't respond, she's going to be the female Ja Rule. Ja was on top of the world.
That's all I was about to
say. It can happen. So I'm going on a limb. You heard it here first. This is why you share this, because it can happen. It can happen to you, right? Think about it. She's not as close to Drake as she used to be, so who knows if that happens. Wayne ain't Wayne when she got on, so she don't have that to hitch her wagon to.
That's true.
The whole Meek thing is aside from her. So this could be the one to body you. Nicki, if you're watching this, I know you say you watch this every week, you gotta respond. You don't want to be the next Ja Rule. It could be over. This could be it. You could be doing less than Remy. She could hop in the spot. Because remember, Wanksta wasn't a super crazy lyrical, you know what I'm saying, dope song. That propelled her, so Remy could drop. It could drop after this. It could be over. It could be over.
Also,
that's what I told Chad in the group. I'm like, nigga, Chad was talking. Shout out to Chad, man. That's all good, bro. But I told
people get real emotional. I say it. Nobody say it.
I told him. I was like, man, we got to something about that angle up at the, who's on top, the power, the money, all that. I'm like, Ja we had some of the biggest budgets at Def Jam. Him and Jay and X.
That's true.
And 50 came out of nowhere, just having 9 bullets in his ass, and he came out and spun your whole wall up with taxes. You know what I'm saying? So, and the reason why, and not saying, I'm not saying 50 found a pocket of holes to expose with Ja Rule.
Exactly.
Right? And Nicki and Remy is doing similar kind of thing to Nicki. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so if you some people are a little more Teflon. You know what I'm saying? Not saying nobody's invincible, but you're gonna have to do a little bit more to try to get at Remy. Like I said, I broke it down earlier a little bit. How every kind of angle, Remy's pretty solid.
She attacked
Remy's
her
pretty solid.
To try to take away from the sex appeal angle, she attacked her songwriting ability.
You're gonna have to lie.
Yeah. No, it's like
Nicki's gonna have to lie, and that's fine. You're gonna have to fabricate. You Nas did the whole, you do Tybo and he was boxing. I mean, you gotta extend it. You gotta extend it. You gotta pick something.
It's tough because she can't even. Well, she can say it. You can say whatever you want. You should feel this way, but she can't even really. And make people believe the fact, she was just like, no, Remy, F you, I'll whoop your ass. She can't even take that angle. Nobody would even believe that.
Yeah, that's not.
You know what I'm saying? You can't. It's gonna be tough, man. That's what I'm saying.
But
it's gonna be tough.
Yeah, it's a lot. And even with the whole money thing, which I appreciated, the whole Remy Ma was like, you're signed to Cash Money and Republic and 360, and every video comes out your budget. So to make more money than me, you have to sell at least 10 times of that. And I'm like, she watches the show. No, because a lot of times too, and I hate this sometimes, when artists, I see a lot of times in interviews, artists should be asked sometimes artist questions. Because when they ask artists, so what do you think about Spotify or 360 deals? They don't really know what to say, they don't really know. So they'll just spit out some stuff that they really don't know about. They don't sound as intelligent. Ask them about the creative process. Some of these artists don't even know a Spotify stream. They don't know about SoundScan. They really don't know. And so to hear Remy Ma, who's nice creatively, actually say something about the business that actually makes sense is refreshing to me. I was like, she's not only dissing her, but she may be teaching her something. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you can't even come back to me with the whole unit thing because I'm still independent. So I mean, it's like she was coming at her. She had an offense and a defense. So again, the only thing I would say is just a new original beat and just the flow is a little bit on certain parts. But other than that, I would give it a 90, a 93, a 92. If it was a test, I give her a 92. 92.
Yeah, word.
Good A.
Beat making. Drew, speaking of competition and beat making, let's go back, baby. You gotta defend your man.
Yeah. Drew, I was wrong, man. I was so Trevor. Well, it's right. I am BMOC. I was wrong. So for the folks at home that don't know, Just Blaze and Swizz Beatz had a beat battle. They announced it on Instagram. And they did Instagram Live thing, which was dope. Like I kept trying to follow each video feed because they kept cutting off. It was like Just Blaze, Swizz, and then Hot 97. I would go each one. Yeah. So they had a beat battle just for the love of it. You know, they said they had sponsors, people wanted to get involved with it. But it's going to do it for the culture. Apparently, there's been some kind of a competitive talk between Just and Swizz for a long time. And so they did it. So when Drew, his brother Trevor, and me and Doug talked about it in the group, I said, this is off of skill. Pure skill, I think Just Blaze is on a higher level than Swizz Beatz.
You heard that? Heard that, Alicia?
I just underestimated how many songs Swizz has. So even if you have, let's say Just Blaze has 30 A+ songs, right? If Swizz has 100 B+ songs, Swizz is gonna win because he can go all night and then Swizz's style is more party. And then Just Blaze is more like technical with the sample. And that's why Just Blaze did a smart thing with introducing each beat with the sample.
Yeah.
To show the genius of how they came with it. But Swizz, everyone was like, hey, it's showtime. Hey, another one. Hey, I'm back. Hey, showtime again. Hey, I told y'all Swizz Beatz is crazy. Like he just going, I was like, oh my God. Then this Swizz Beatz set him up with the Unreleased Jay, Nas, DMX, Jadakiss song. I'm like, this is a trap. Like, put the squid guy.
Exactly.
This is a trap. Drew, man, what did you? Because I saw Drew. I saw you Instagramming too. Live. I was on my Live the Biz account trying to get my hashtags in. But what did you think about it, man? What did you think about it, man? Jeez Louise.
All right, so we had the producer show a couple months back too.
Yeah.
So now I always tell people this. So me personally, there's tons of great producers. The reason why I started making beats when I was doing it was because of three people. Because The Alchemist, Old Kanye, and Just Blaze. That's my holy trinity.
Not Chris Webber?
He had
that one beat. He had that one beat that was kind of hard.
That beat was terrible. Blunt Ashes. So, just, I feel like if you put all the best producers in a room for 1 hour, come out with the hottest beat, I think Just Blaze will win. Just is the best to me. Just the best to me. Even what happened in that battle, Just is still better than Swizz Beatz to me.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
A couple things. Like even in the comments, I was getting very frustrated watching. The person who was me and he had a bigger voice was Lenny S, because he was in the comments just as annoyed as I was. Like, Lenny, thank you, because
and Timbaland and K-Slay and everybody.
This is how I honestly feel. I really feel like this because I'm a beat nerd. There's a lot of beat nerds who were watching that and just loved it for what it was.
Yeah,
I really feel like if I got to curate and put together Just Blaze list and his song arrangements and how his set list, he would have beat Swizz Beatz. Because even if I have to disagree with you all about playing 100 beats, Just Blaze has those many joints too. Yeah. I don't know why he chose not to play them. Perfect example. This is what he just lost me. So Swizz Beatz played Myth Bleak Is, and he played It's like that.
Yeah.
Put your hands in the air if it's like that. Songs that are kind of whatever. They're good. They're good, but those songs are whatever. Just You Are a Rockefeller Guy. You and Bleak have 14,000 records together. How do you let Swizz beat you with? That's the thing. It's like because y'all both got records with Beyonce. He got Just Blaze played Throwback. He did for Usher. Was sold 10 million records. He's playing his Beyonce records. He has the. They could go. Swizz was playing a bunch of Jadakiss and Locks album cuts, which are dope beats.
Yeah.
So how do you not go in? Listen to the work that Just Blaze did on Memphis Bleak's Made album.
Yeah, it's tough.
He has even he had the DJ turntable set up. Just Blaze has a song on his album called Just Blaze Bleak and Free, where the intro was Just and Guru talking, and then it's Bleak got a verse, Free got a verse at the end. It goes Just Blaze and Just is scratching.
And
that song is built in,
right?
I'm getting to that. That song, that's Just Blaze Bleak and Free is built in, perfect, tailor made for this competition.
Yeah.
But you let that go, whatever, fine.
Yeah.
You got Round Here. Round Here is one of the craziest records. You let Swizz kill you when it's like that, but you got Round Here sitting in the clip, and you didn't even fire it. I'm like, you listen to that. You listen to Just Blaze work he did on Philadelphia Freeway, the Don't Cross the Line record. All these records he did with Free.
Right, Joy. Oh man, he didn't play that. He didn't play All Right.
I don't know what. This is what pissed me off too. When he played the React joint, I'm like, you don't play the song with the little Indian loop. I'm like, what are you doing? Then he played the weak joint. He had the other joint on Joe Budden's first album. Jerseys here. Like, why are you playing that?
Yeah, he already lost at that point. At that point, he wasn't even fighting back at that point.
Because exactly, I'm like, you are letting Swizz beat you. This is, like I said, this is not a situation where you got to play your biggest song from Billboard. This is just pull that heat out and get the fire in. Yeah. And Just Blaze has those, and he didn't even let him go. I'm like, you totally wasted a moment, man. Like, just Swizz Beatz. This is the thing. Swizz handled the beat. What Swizz did brilliantly was he handled the battle better than Just Blaze. Absolutely. So he's over there. Swizz is animated. He playing with his hat. He got Cassidy over there. Cassie's rapping and smoking and pointing guns at the camera. He got Buster in there wild. He got D from in there. They got the Rough Rider. He had his hat on. He had the Rough Rider jersey on. Justin's over there with some guy with a phone like this watching. Like you go over his feed.
Wait, the guy with Just was pop locking. He was doing the Morion. He was doing the little finger touch. I was like, what's going on? Why is he finger touch? I don't get. And then this way had goggles on.
Yeah, goggles on. He's sweating. He's looking for his albuterol.
And the asthma inhaler. Let me say this real quick. Let me say something that really made me mad on both sides. Okay, guys, this is 2017, right? You have all this equipment. Find the metronome. Stop doing sloppy freehand beats with no tempo. After the 10, 15 second little freestyle thing, let the beat play.
Let it rock.
That was my next point.
Swizz was doing more remixing than playing a full beat. Just Blaze would do the intro, let the actual beat play for 5 seconds, and then cut it off. Yep. Swizz Beatz has more records than you. He's playing more records than you, and he's playing them longer. And you want to play the sample. Then before the actual beat hits, you remixing the beat. Live, sloppy, and then when you play the actual beat, it cuts off in 6 seconds. Like, what's going on?
He was playing them sped up.
Yeah,
this is the thing. This is the thing too, because Just has been, like Jay-Z was talking about, Just been overseas getting this money doing the DJing, so he's in this EDM festival, 100,000 people sitting on each other's shoulders kind of vibe. Like, no, this is hip hop. You got to take it back to baseline, bro. Like, you got to act like Guru and Jay is in there with you, like, because Swizz told him, like, why are you doing all that on PSA? Swizz told him that.
Yeah.
Right on the show. I'm like, he said, he'll play because it started off, Swizz was Just was winning like the first about 20 minutes or so. I remember when he dropped the Crime of the Century sample came in. I was like, ooh, Crime of the Century's coming on. Breathe is coming.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Swizz was like, he was to come. The minute Swizz started playing the Beyonce records is when he took off.
Yeah. Oh my
god.
God.
So like he wasn't counterpunching. Like, so for instance, perfect example. Swizz played New York. I'm on my New York shit. Like the Busta Rhymes joint.
He didn't even make that
by
beat.
the way, he didn't even make that beat.
He didn't make the beat.
Whatever.
Unnecessary.
He didn't make that beat.
No. DJ Scratch. Yeah, Busta's
DJ Scratch made that beat.
He's credited. Yeah, he's credited. Yeah.
So if you, fine, boom. You do that. How you have a song with Cam and Jay-Z called "Welcome to New York"?
Oh man.
How you not fire that off?
Oh man.
That beat is way bigger, way better. It's Cam and Jay, the only record they got together.
Yeah.
That song is probably everybody's favorite song off "Come Home With Me."
Yeah, definitely.
And you just let Swizz dance around on you on a beat he didn't even make. You got "Welcome to New York" sitting right there.
He didn't even play. He didn't even play the Eminem and Lil Wayne, the No Love.
He didn't play No Love. He didn't play. Cold Wind Blows off Recovery.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Like, why are you just sitting there?
He got out Memphis Bleak and out Jay-Z. You gotta get your Rockefeller strike taken.
Exactly. Exactly.
Because he played that on to the next one. They come out. I'm like, oh, okay, that's good. And I said that. I'm like, you made a mistake. Don't play on to the next one. I thought you were gonna give him an onslaught, but no, he played PSA sped up 100 miles an hour. And like I said, he had that. We was laughing. He had that Drake out of the boot swag, man. Like, that's why competition is great. Like, competition matters so much because Drew and I, we at the gym Saturday, the next day, we talking for hours about the battle. And I'm like, the thing about battling is if I really believe Swizz Beatz was better than Just Blaze before that battle, and Drew believed what he believes about Just, we can throw out songs all day and try to, fine tooth comb and talk about, well, this was bigger, this is so, this is. But now you get the battle. And now whoever was having that battle before, they got to edge up regardless of what happens because they got to have a competition. Exactly. And we know Just might have came late and he didn't have the arrangement and Swizz had done it, all that, but whatever. All that matters right now is they battled head up, they accepted the terms, and Swizz bodied them for whatever reason. Presentation, song arrangement, not having asthma, whatever you want to say it was, he bodied them, right? And so those are my thoughts. And like we were talking about, Drew made a good point at the gym where he says, the arrangement, just like when you make an album, right? You can make an album, and let's say you got a 12-track album. If the first 4 songs are kind of and they don't flow, then it picks up at the end, but you will never have a classic because people remember the start. And so he started strong, but that piece in the middle was so, like, Swizz was killing it for so long that by the time you throw on Touch the Sky, by the time you throw on Oh Boy, by the time you throw on those tracks, people was like, oh, he's catching up. But you never get there because now Swizz just got to play his C+B- records and stay ahead of you. So the whole feeling of it had already shifted once Just didn't kind of start off the way. Like, if he start off with New York PSA or Welcome to New York City and he start off strong and then he just kind of throws some cuts in the middle. He didn't really build it right.
Swizz was on the offense and Just was on the defense. Like, when Swizz was on the record, Just was trying to match it. But you should be setting the pace. Also, too, presentation, you have to, like, because this is the thing in the battle. You have to be a showman. Showmanship is so important.
Swizz rapping the bars.
Just a little bit too humble. Right? He's a little bit.
Absolutely. Very true.
Not for that. Like, even like this is my thing, and this is for battles in general. Like, even when you talk about battle rap, your first round gotta be smoking.
Yeah.
Your second could be a little whatever, but you gotta end strong. You know what I'm saying? Your third round gotta be strong. I just felt like it just wasn't happening. So, like, for example, Timbaland. If Timbaland to me is hands down the best to do it. Like, technically, what he does to me is absolutely amazing. But if he had the same swag as Just had, he could have lost. You know what I'm saying? Pharrell probably has 3 times as many songs as Swizz. You know what I mean? To be honest, in every genre. If Pharrell would have been too cool on his yoga vibe, he could have lost. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you gotta give it to him. And two, I mentioned to Drew and Trevor, I was like, they better be the songs. If Swizz just plays the beats by themselves, it's gonna
and that's a big part of it.
It's a no-brainer.
Swizz was getting the camera and he was rapping all the words. He knew all the JD
He had to. Yeah. That's why he's on the beats as it is. He has to hype it up.
One of the reasons why PSA means so much to people, and one of the reasons why it's Jay-Z's go-to record, because the setup.
Yeah, exactly.
Allowed me to reintroduce myself
I came out to that.
And then when that comes on,
I use that for my picture. I use that.
I came
like that on my mind. That song on my mind.
Like Swizz doesn't have a record that has that kind of impact immediately. Exactly. When PSA comes on, that's Jay-Z's go-to one. Every time if Jay-Z needs to shake this thing up, PSA, it changes everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when you have those kind of records that you support, and it's the thing too. This is, and I don't know, Walter, what you think about this.
Sure.
So I think Swizz plays the Unreleased joint with everybody on it.
Yep.
So do you Shawnee too? Do you guys think that? Because the guys always, because Jay got an album in the works, Nas supposed to be dropping at any time.
Yeah, Nas
X got a new album supposed to be coming out. Yeah. Jadakiss said he got albums on stash. He was supposed to release 2 albums last year.
Watch about that.
So that's
let me stop.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this. That's well. What the thing is, that songs like that, somebody's using that, right?
Yeah.
Or somebody might want to use that in the future. So my thing is, do you think somebody greenlighted Swizz to use that?
Yeah, I think Swizz probably did this to release that. I think that was probably the purpose of this whole thing. I think it was. Yeah. I think they probably talked about it before. It was like, let's do it. We have to sign. And Swizz was maybe like, now I have to sign because I know that I have this record that you're not going to beat. You're not going to beat a song at the end of the show. Nas, DMX, and Jadakiss. Like, there's no way you're going to be able to top that unless you have some secret Eminem, Jay-Z record. I don't know. Like, how are you going to beat that? I don't know.
But that's my point. So my follow up to that is, so because they also mentioned this at the beginning before the battle even started, really, how both of them have a whole bunch of unreleased music.
That's true.
So I know Just Blaze has stuff. I know he has Jay-Z's verses.
Humble, man. He's too humble.
He has
too humble. He was Just Blaze. He's too humble, man.
You're just like you have. Like they talked about before. Like you probably the only person who has more unreleased stuff than me.
Yeah,
I know I know he has a Jay Electronica record somewhere with Jay or something, or something crazy. So I'm saying like he lost them. Swizz did the battle better. Like Jay just has to have that clip ready.
You know what reminds me of? It reminds me of like two people like say, we'll play basketball, right? Let's just shoot some hoops. And you're like, okay, cool, whatever. So you go with some sweatpants or whatever, some regular shoes. And this dude has invited cheerleaders. Michael Jordan's the referee. Like I know you shoot hoops. Like we're at Madison Square Garden. You know what I'm saying? Play the game.
Swizz dropped a banger, and everybody turned and look at Jess, and then Dear Summer comes on all nice and quiet, like you want to read a book. Why are you playing Dear Summer right now? This is not the time for this. This is the time for like what's going on, man?
Jeff was like, I made my Spotify playlist. This is what I'm playing. Like the Players Club, and that's it. I just came to play songs. That's it. But yeah, man, it sucks. So let's do this again with. They said similar with Pharrell. I don't know if they would do it. I don't know if they would do it.
Culture.
Yeah, but based on their relationship, I don't know if they would.
That's what would make it more fun, though. Like that's what keeps it kind of like it would make it light in the fun competition as opposed to like, okay, who got it? Because I want this to happen, but I don't want this to become this platform for additional beef. Like Swizz was saying, like somebody said, rappers be beefing too much. We want this to be a healthy competition. So if you get another set of friends who's like, hey, I know what you got, it's a mutual respect, but I'm gonna try to I'm gonna try to best you, and then it becomes not okay. Next time we do this, let's invite our camps. Let's make sure I got more people than you.
Oh, you know this now. No.
But not feuding. Not feuding camps.
Swizz has messed this up.
Yeah.
Swizz shows you how extreme it can get. So
absolutely.
That's what I'm bringing everybody. Aaliyah hologram. I'm having Missy with the trash man. I'm having genuine sweating doing this.
So both of you, I asked Drew this. So give me two, like, for lack of a better term, underrated or B-list kind of, okay, we got the top guy, but who are some that next tier of guys? I know like Drew's a big Alchemist guy. Who's that next tier of guys you would love to see in a battle setting like that?
In general?
Yeah, in general. Like I know I decided Drew when I first asked him to like Alchemist and Ninth Wonder or something like that. Like that'd be a dope little.
You know what I want to see battle? And this is just for selfish reasons.
Oh, man, here we go.
I want to see Timbaland versus Jermaine Dupri.
Wow.
Come on, man. Come on, man. We all know what Jermaine Dupri do.
Hear me out. Okay, hear me out. Timbaland definitely gonna win, right? But both of them are heavy in R&B. Yeah. You know, heavy in rap. I don't think, because this is my thing. Pharrell has, people don't realize it. And Swizz, I didn't know about Swizz. Pharrell has libraries of music. Yeah. Like, I mean, just tons. I mean, at one point, I mean, Swizz had a run. Just wait. Don't get me wrong. These guys had major runs. But there was a time where you couldn't turn on the radio without a reggae Neptune song, a rock Neptune song, a pop Neptune song. You know, Amorian got a song this week, but then Snoop dropped like a side, but then Hollaback Girl, and it gone. It's like, it's just so many, like Justin Timberlake, so much stuff. So it's like, I don't know. But I think Jermaine Dupri would be good because Jermaine Dupri has, you know, 2 decades of music. He has the Usher stuff, the Raya. He has, so I think that would be a cool debate.
Does Timberlake have a beat that can rival what the hook gonna be?
Of course.
Does he have a beat that can rival that?
Of course. But Timberland too is also a showman. So Timbaland has the arrogance or whatever, but Timbaland's gonna sell you the beat. Look at the whole Black Album thing. He's playing Jay-Z the beats in the studio. You don't think that Timbaland would
eating bananas
with all the Indian music? Like, if you break down if Timbaland does the same thing as Just Blaze, he breaks down the sample of what he's done. Are you from P.D. Pablo Raised Up with the guitars to the Cry Me a River to the Are You That Somebody? Are you to the every Missy song? Are you kidding me? Yeah. Are you kidding me? So I would see that. I want to see. I think Tim.
You know what beat that's crazy? One that Tim did, and I think would be. I would love like that be underrated in his catalog. Is the it was on Rough Riders Volume 2 or 3? I forgot. Whatever.
Oh,
the Bubba Sparks and Jada.
Oh my god!
Like, when you listen to that, you don't really pick it up until you listen to the instrumental. Because it's one of those little white, they're like that little Superman hero sound. Like he plays like songs like that is what like
people. We have we need a Timbaland episode. Listen, the folks at home, I want you to listen to 3 beats, just the instrumental of Timbaland. Listen to P.D. Pablo, North Carolina Raise Up. Listen to the instrumental of that, the guitar. He has a mandolin, a flute, like crazy. Then listen to the They Ain't Ready with the Bubba Sparks Jada Kiss joint. It's crazy. Then listen to Jigga What Jigga Who, just the instrumental. Oh my god, man.
But what I would add to that, for me personally, an instrumental that I would I used to listen to a lot when I was looking for inspiration or when I was looking for just as a fan too, really, was Timbaland, the song with Nicole Scherzinger and Carrie Hilson, Scream.
Oh yeah,
that was on shock value.
Crazy. Oh man,
because to me that and The Way I Are, those 2 instrumentals.
Oh my god. No, but what about the music video version of The Way I Are? With that breakdown,
yeah.
Oh my god!
No. Another one too is AO Technology.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
AO Technology is like I remember. I remember I think it was the Celtics. The Celtics with Ray Allen and Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett when they got together during the playoffs. That was their intro music. They used to play that. At TD Magnolia Garden, they used to play. That was the Celtics warm-up. And every time I come there, I'm like, man, that's crazy.
Even Cry Me a River, like with the like that is like
the Love Stone interlude. Oh my god!
Like just the complexity and the layering of the music. So that would be a tough one. I would match him up. The only thing with Timbaland is that I wouldn't necessarily pair him against a rap producer, because he's just so eclectic. I don't know who I would put Timbaland against. Pharrell, the thing with Pharrell, well, this is my thing, and I always said this, and I'm from VA. I actually interned at Star Trek, so I probably would be more biased to Pharrell in the grand scheme of things. But in terms of their styles, I think Timbaland has a more complex style. Timbaland's style is like, man, how did he do that? Like, I still can't figure that out. Pharrell's is like, oh, I figured it out. But I can't believe he thought of that first. Exactly. Like Drop Like It's Hot. There's nothing super. Like I saw Drop Like It's Hot made. Like I saw Pharrell have the the boom, 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 boom. Leave the studio, and then Chat comes in with the dun, 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 and he fills it in, and Pharrell comes back with the and he writes the song you can figure that out. You can't figure out Cry Me a River. You can't figure out North Carolina, the beat. You can't we need a resolution. You can't reproduce that. So I think Pharrell's always been a person where he can take one beat and make 8 of them. Yeah. And you can figure it out. I think with Timbaland it's more like a math problem, like a science.
Well, this is the thing with Tim. From what I've heard in interviews, and studio things that I have seen, the one thing with Timbaland, what he has really is his plugins. When he hits a key, a noise comes out. Yeah. A noise comes out that no other human on earth has. You know what I'm saying? So when he hits a key and it goes like you.
Yeah, man.
There's not and he'll never tell you where it came from or how it was developed. You know what I'm saying? He shouldn't tell you
at all.
But there's some you can find a sample and use your kind of. There's certain sounds and stuff that Timbaland and his team of whatever his people that they create, they got loaded up and you can't even mess with.
I'm gonna tell you now, literally. I always say I'm in the car when I hear something. I'm literally in my car, and they debuted the Missy joint, the Workage joint.
Yeah.
Pick up your phone. I'm on the request line. Boom, 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 boom. I had to pull over, and I was like, "What is this? What is this? I don't even know what Missy's talking about. Holly Berry, something. I don't know. Shout out to Missy, hometown hero. Yeah. I'm studying the beat. I'm like, this beat is insane. It's crazy. So, or she's a what? It's just crazy. So, now been a Timbaland episode. But no, I would love to see. I would love to see more. I would love to see who they say. Didn't they shout out people who drew?
DJ.
Well, he was there.
DJ Quick, Dr. Dre.
That would be a good one.
DJ Khalil.
They said cardiac and A-Rap music.
Khalil is Dr. Dre. 202.
Drew,
but no, we can't say that though. Walt, we gotta be easy, Walt.
Okay.
I'll bring it up.
Okay. You're gonna bring up like storage. There's a lot of things you could get. Okay.
Danger.
Right. Danger. Okay. Okay. Wait a minute.
Don't go there. Help on the way.
Okay. Are you gonna count 2000? Okay, 2005 to late 2007. Okay. When the beat skips, you know it's danger. But yeah, I said Scott Storch versus Cooler Dre.
That'd be dope.
Hey, that'd be good.
Dre, Drew, somebody said
Cooler Dre.
Somebody said, what about DJ Mustard? I said DJ Mustard and Drew got beat.
No, what I said, I thought who did I say?
Can't guard me.
No, originally I said Cooler Dre versus Track Masters. I know Drew hates the Track Masters.
Does he? I didn't know that.
You know what?
No, listen, the snare clap, fam. If anybody has Fruity Loops, the snare clap is amazing. Okay,
and you can make, and if you want to, you can make Fiesta remix just like them for $19.99.
Daddy Girl, that snare clap is golden, man.
I'm gonna tell you. So again, I'm a huge Wu-Tang fan, right? So I love RZA and a lot of Mathematics and all of them. I love those guys. So the Iron Flag album comes out, and when I was like 01, Iron Flag album comes out, just the height of the snare clap, Trackmaster thing. So I'm listening to Iron Flag, and they get to the joint with Ronald Isley, and I hear that snare clap. I was like, "Oh, what is going on here?"
Trackmaster was selling a lot of those beats, man, for large amounts of money, like $200,000 for that one beat, man. That's crazy.
But with respect to Trackmaster, they had a long run too, because
for sure.
I will say, man, because Nas, of course, Nas is my favorite rapper, and so they did a lot for Nas, but it was written.
Yeah,
and helping him sell 3 million on it was written. So from that, they did a lot of Destiny's Child records
in the
stuff
grand scheme of things. In the grand scheme of things, while we're talking about it, where we understand our admiration for Just Blaze, but now recapping and looking, maybe we'll do another producer show. But for now, where's Swizz? I think he's kind of been, I don't want to say forgotten about, but he's a hard place to pin, right? He's kind of hard to pin down. So where do you think Swizz is at? Where are you comfortable with Swizz being as far as all-time production and kind of his legacy?
I mean,
now
all time is tough. All time he's probably ranked higher than my personal.
Right, exactly.
My personal, I would give him.
Like Lil Jon.
Wait, can y'all hear me? Yeah. Sorry, the Illuminati tried to cut me off. In my personal, I would give him top 20. I would give him like 13, 14, based upon the whole record. Like I was joking with Drew. Like if I play Rough Riders Anthem by itself, I'm gonna get tired of it for 2 minutes because it's the same loop, and he'll make it diverse by like pausing it. Like he'll mute it to bring it back. Versus like a Timbaland who add like a little flute and then a bird, then a whistle. Swizz will just like pause it, like da da da.
But see, it's funny because when at the beginning when they were doing the DJ battle part, I thought about you, pause, because I'm like, if I need to exit because whatever sound the sound that Swizz used for that, they were playing with that, and that sound on its own is enough. Like, and to me, it proved to be enough because it's timeless. It's proved. Yes or No has stood the test of time.
It's like one of those Casio keyboards you get like as a kid.
Casio's legendary.
Man,
it's like and the beat sounds so thin. It's like like it's cool. Like if people gonna think I'm crazy because obviously they know it as like DMX being on it. But I'm just saying, just the beat by itself, like when I hear Just Blaze or even old Kanye. Old Kanye, it almost sounds like a story. You know what I'm saying? When you're hearing the song, because the progression, and then there's a chord change. Think about Overnight Celebrity. I think Drew, you said you didn't like that beat. Overnight Celebrity that Kanye made for Tristan or whatever. The breakdown, like that was like he didn't have to do that. He was already dope, and he added that. That to me is what I appreciate. With Swizz, I don't think Swizz would do that. I think Swizz would just like take a bass out, take a hi-hat out, and then 8 bars, just throw them back in. Like I don't think he would like build on it and do chord changes and chord progressions and stuff like that. So not knocking it, it works. It works. Like he'll hype himself up with those ad-libs in it. But to me, that doesn't crack the top 10 for me. Like even with Dre,
also too, Swizz was 17 when he made that beat.
That's true. But even with Dre, I give Drake does the same thing sometimes. Like he'll have the steady drum.
Yeah.
But Dre will give you a little bit extra towards the end of the song, extra strings, extra piano. He'll give
guitar.
So the drums may stay the same, but he'll
add a little Scotch Storch in it to make it nice. All right, what do you think, Drew, about Swizz? What for you?
Swizz.
This is one thing that's great about Swizz. With all-time greats is it's not always quality over quantity, but when you are you're the definitive sound of a movement. And everything. Rough Riders is one of the biggest movements hip hop ever had. Right. And the first thing is music. So the first thing you think of, you hear X's voice, and you hear Swizz. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And Swizz was the catalyst of some of the, especially too, like just hardcore street music. You know what I'm saying? Like, and look at the number of beats he did, like on Eve's album, and for X, and for the Locks, and for Jadakiss. My personal favorite Swizz Beatz is Opposite of H2O, the title track, the title track for Dragon's album.
Oh yeah,
first song on the album. That beat that beat sounds like you're about to go to hell or something. Like it's crazy. Like I love that beat. And so when you do a majority of the heavy lifting, and also the other in-house producers like P Killer and guys like that, with the other in-house guys around Rough Riders,
they all
feed off of your energy. Like even like Right, Dame too, but even for instance, like when Irv Gotti was talking about Jay-Z when Jay went in to make Hard Knock Life,
yeah,
he would say, Irv was like, Jay, come around my office a little more, I need some of that Swizz Beatz. And then you get Volume 2, you get, so you got Money Cash Hoes, whatchamacallit, Friend of Foe 2, all that, not Friend of Foe, but Coming to Age 2. You know what I'm saying? So you got that Swizz element when Jay was ready to switch it up and get back to that heavy street that people wanted, was that guy. You know what I'm saying? So with that,
shout out to Jay-Z low key, because Jay-Z, I'm not saying he put on people, but like Timbaland, Just Blaze, Kanye, Pharrell, like they were gonna be big in their own regard, but like you can almost mark their space in the game by which Jay-Z record was out at that time.
Right.
Like I Just Want to Love You and Jigga What Jigga Who and You're Off Your Shoulders and every Just Blaze and the whole Blueprint and Kanye, like he really, those marks in time he put for them. Like if you had a Jay record, you could do 50 other records for anybody else. So shout out to Jay low key, like Jay was doing it. I mean, he had a good ear. Even if Jay, like Just Blaze said, Jay-Z isn't the most hands-on person in the studio, he can still pick out who's going to be the next wave, or maybe who's just creating the next wave. You know what I mean? Like whatever.
Jay's ear is incredible for that. Always, reference. We talked about it before too. The other day too, like even when you watch Fade to Black and he's in the studio with Tim. Me personally, I don't love Dirt Off His Shoulders. I don't love that beat.
Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Like especially like
goosebumps when I hear that.
See, I don't love that beat. That's low on my list of Timbaland joints, and but I get when Tim played it, when I watched Jay, I got why he picked it.
Yeah.
Jay's ear is so good because even it might not be something that I might me personally pick. Like if I was A&R, then I'd be like, oh man, I like that beat. I've been the Potion.
The Potion. The Potion is so hard.
That's what I'm saying. That beat to me, that beat is way better than Off the Shoulders.
But it wasn't Black Album. The Potion wasn't Black Album.
Hold up.
Exactly.
Ludacris finishing his second verse. Ludacris.
It was crazy. The whole song was dope. The song ended up in good hands on that track.
Well, Ludacris did get lazy with the third verse. He got lazy with that.
That's just Ludacris being Ludacris, man. That's why he's not up here. That's just him doing his thing. That's just him. We gotta accept that.
Listen, Ludacris' second verse on the Potion is it's a freaking amazing.
Yeah, I'm like, even the first verse, I'm like, leaders in the haystack.
You can't taste that. Ludacris is
with that boo like that, like. I would probably would have no, you gotta pick this. But Jay, like Shonda said, with a Black Album, no, I need that. I need that, and Tim had that. It had that. So Jay's ear has always been like amazing for picking.
And even more so, like because we were talking about DJ Quick, and Drew makes a point that DJ Quick has a very distinct sound, and if you have a lot of DJ Quick beats that run together, but then you get to the Black Album and then you pull that Justify My Thug, and it doesn't sound like everything else that was on Quick. Exactly. And that's with Jay pulling that one beat from each producer that don't sound kind of
Excuse me, miss. If it was me, I would have put the beat for Excuse Me, Mix the remix. That would have been the beat I would have picked, and then the original would have been the remix. But it didn't even sound like Pharrell. The original doesn't even sound like Neptune. The drums don't sound the same. The synthesizers. I just thought Pharrell was just featured with doing the hook. I don't know he made it. It didn't sound like him at all. Like, and Jay picked it as a single. And it's one of his biggest records. So
what you're saying is around the same time you were working with Pharrell, he made a beat on a big album and it sounded like him. And you happened to be making beats at that time. That what you're saying? Is breaking news? Breaking news, and you got the hat on. The Grammy.
I'm pandering. But I'm not saying I'm Deja Hands or anybody or Scott Storch or anybody. But hey, you know what I mean?
That's hilarious.
Shout out to Scott Storch, but he's fired. So yeah.
I want to see Alchemist and Life Wonder though. I think Alchemist and Life Wonder.
That'd be hard.
Would be one that I will cancel all plans for that day to make sure I'm on Instagram Live and not interrupted.
I thought you were going to say Alchemist and Havoc.
But we talking about that. Sean, like the thing is with Alchemist and Havoc is too similar.
Yeah, that's true.
It's too similar, and the connection is way too close. So You know, Al and Mike are both sample-based producers. Al is very soulful, but Mike I say is a little more soulful, and Al is like really a technician with the MPC. If you watch videos of him, he's like he before the beat comes on. So I think they're both their styles. Like Ninth Wonder was infamous for a long time. It gave a lot of guys hope because Ninth was using the Fruity Loop still for a long time.
Yeah,
which,
he was.
A lot of, and if you make beats, a lot of people started off.
He legitimized it. He legitimized it because
a lot of people who start off. I started with Fruity Loops. A lot of people started with Fruity Loops usually it's inexpensive.
Exactly.
And it shows it's not really about. It's not a show about your weapon. It's how you fire. And Ninth
I got the Fruity Loop joint off of Napster, and it will open up with the Beavis and Butthead Strawberry. I'm dead. That's how old. Like it was Fruity Loops like 2, and it had the snare clap. When I played the snare clap, I'm like, yo, I can be track master. That's it. I can be toned. But yeah, so it's crazy. But what I would say too, if I wanted to adjust the beat battle, is people gonna be mad at this. I would say give them a number of songs to play. Here's why. Exactly. Here's why. If you're a producer that came out in 1994, battling somebody that came out in 2004, you may just have more songs. And Swizz was like, us 90s producers. I'm like, Just Blaze was out in the 90s. You were out in the 90s. So it was like, I don't know if that would necessarily match up. Like Pharrell, like I think the Neptunes, I don't think it would be fair to put them up against siblings. I think they have probably 6 times more songs. Believe it or not.
No. Well, they started about the same time because Just Blaze's early stuff was, let me see.
Well, 2000.
It was like 99. Like I don't know if he goes back to 98.
98.
But Swizz came out in 98. And the first Just stuff was like 99. So
I would say, but this is my point too. But even that doesn't really mean that like you would have more records than somebody. Like if you just have more songs that people know, that can give you the battle. That doesn't mean that they're better songs. Like Swizz could have probably played 50 more songs he's made in that time that Just Blaze wouldn't have had. So it's like it's not like a rap thing. Well, let me just rhyme so I rhyme rhymes. For producers, there needs to be a set limit. Let's say pick your top best 30 to 40 beats. And then so now we can focus and strategize. But if it's just play whatever beats and y'all remixing live and you're freestyling and you're pausing and then you're playing samples from the beat and then you're playing 2 beats and flipping to one, like Swizz did something where you did a line about the Benjamins and then play the Benjamins beat. Yeah. And he didn't make it so it's like you're not using the parties to get the party started, but you're not really battling. So it's just like so it needs to be a set time limit. Pick your best 35 beats, go in the crates, and then let's do it. I would prefer that than just playing 1,000 beats and then you run out because you came out a year before me, or you did 30 records with Jay and I did 10. That doesn't mean your 30 are better than my 10. You just have more records. So some structure. It was a good first time. I enjoyed myself.
Absolutely.
It was entertaining. A great way to use Instagram Live. A great way to use it. So I expect
it's definitely a format. Shout out to Cam too. I feel like the numbers that he did. I want to say Cam's numbers were bigger than this. Just to hear him talk about Jim Jones. You know what I'm saying? And, I think.
So I know we're wrapping up. Can we touch on the Cameron pause? Can we discuss the Cameron? So let's discuss the Cameron Jim Jones, and then maybe some future stuff. So the Cameron Jim Jones stuff. So we all know, unless you sleep under a rock, living under a rock, either one. Jim Jones signed with Roc Nation. A part of him going to Flex, talking about the deal, opens up about his relationship with Cameron. They've had a really on and off relationship or whatever. Basically, Jim Jones, the story is, I was the ride or die person with the team. I was there with you from the beginning. I feel like my loyalty should have been enough. I feel like we had misunderstandings, but like I've been a solid dude to you. So we should just be communicating. We should be better than this. We should be communicating better than this, right? Cameron didn't take the emotional, heartfelt approach. Cam did some low blows, like, what if you would have put out Max B record, you may not be in prison, or it's a lot of different things that happen. So I want to get y'all. To me, while it was entertaining to listen to, I felt like for 2 grown men that have made that much money together, that have really been from the bottom, in the beginning really of this relationship, that should have been more like of a phone call. I feel like yeah, it's great to hear that in the moment, but like looking back, like that's a part of your legacy now.
Yeah.
And it's kind of whack to me. Like, to be honest with you, like I feel like Jim in Jim, I was feeling Jim's emotion, but Jim too was like, you know, I wasn't on the phone with Cam. I was on the phone with Cam. Or he'll throw a shot here, then he'll take it back. Jim's kind of always been that too. And then Cameron's always been kind of like I'm just gonna like dismiss you and be sarcastic and not really like treat you like an equal, even though for the most part we saw them as in the same crew. So so I know Drew, you heavy Dipset fan. What did you think? Right, allegedly. I saw the picture. You posted pictures of you with the Dipset stuff on. So what do you think? Like, do you think like that stuff should have been on Front Street? Do you think they should have just like kept it to the raps? Are you happy to hear that? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
I was happy to hear, and the reason why is because this has been brewing and this has been going on really for about a decade.
Yeah.
Without really any explanation to the fans. And unless you're really invested, not invested, but like for example, like in this group, us three and other people in the group, we love it.
Yeah.
Like, do a little extra homework on it or pay closer attention to things that other people might not. And so I've always been that kind of thing. I always paid more attention to Dipset when everybody really wasn't. Right. So a lot of things that were going on, I was at, like, perfect example. When We Fly High came out, when Ballin' came out, I was surprised when Cam was in the video because they had already stopped. Cam wasn't even on Jim's previous album. He wasn't on a Harlem Diary of the Summer. You didn't even see, there was a space where they were not together. I was surprised when Joel dropped the Mic Check video. I was surprised to see Cam and Jim in that video because after Diplomatic Immunity, Jim and Cam were not really together no more. So as a person who paid attention to Dipset, this has been, I said, oh, We Fly High, I'm like, Cam's in the video, that's weird. And so that, what was that, 05? So 06, so it's like, this is something that's been brewing for a long time. So then there was different things that happened. There was, it kind of came to a head a little bit with the 50 situation when 50 called in, when Cam called 50 and the whole Koch situation.
Yeah.
Because when that was going on,
Curtis.
When that was going on, Curtis. When that was going on, like Jim wasn't standing next to Cam with that. You know what I'm saying? Even when Cam got shot a little before that, remember Cam at the press conference and all that, Joel's was there. I always feel like Joel, not to try to son Joel's in any kind of way, but like you kind of, because them is his OGs. Right. So it's kind of like, like you have a
split
parents or you gotta look it up with the parents. You love your mom, you love your dad, but you kind of stuck in the middle. I always feel bad for Joel. He's always stuck in the middle of Cam and Joel stuff, Cam and Jim stuff. So Joel's will support Cam. You see Joel's over here supporting Jim Jones, and it was never addressed. So then they had the whole falling out. And if you remember, they did the double XL cover, where it was Jim, Joel's, and Zeke. That was back in like 08. You know what I'm saying? And they, it kind of touched on a little bit. And then it started getting real messy. And Cam was saying Joel's addicted to syrup, and Jim is bugging out. So it was getting messy, but was never really dealt with. Then all of a sudden, boom, they kind of back together. It's Dipset reunion. They're all back together now.
Yeah.
Back in like, what was that, 2010-ish?
Yeah, like
then
7 years ago.
They had the picture of them in the studio with Dr. Dre.
Right.
Dipset's back.
Nothing never came out.
They did the interview. They did the interview with Miss Info, all four of them.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and then they were making fun of Jim. Making fun of Jay-Z and all. So you thought, okay, Dipset's back together. Then nothing happened with that. Then they kind of fell off again. And then the whole thing kind of came to a head again. And I wasn't surprised at all about the Mendices factor because there was a whole thing going on with Mendices. People saying stuff about snitching and all that. I remember Joel's got locked up for a little bit. He got arrested or whatever. There was a lot going on. And around that, people were kind of trying to, I don't know, I'm not from Harlem, I don't know, but I'm just going by social media, which the way it looked, it was something to do with Mendices and snitching. I know people talking about that on social media, people from New York.
Yeah.
And so then that happens, and then Cam would take pictures with him, and Jim would comment, and Cam blocked Jim. So it was a bunch of stuff. You got to just kind of piece the stuff together.
Yeah, man.
So, but nobody ever really spoke on it. You know what I'm saying? So Dipset is was one of those crews and acts that has a cult following.
Yeah.
right? So like people like me and other people who really still isn't as popular as it used to be, you still hold on to what Come Home With Me was, what the community was, and it still means something to you. And you still, I went to Cam's concert, became the SAC. I was out there. It was a smaller venue, it was intimate, but he's doing our it was. But I wanted to hear I'm Ready. I wanted to hear those records. You know what I'm saying? That's the records we grew up on.
I think the tough part about when you have these rivalries between alpha males and hip hop is that so much of it is based on being the alpha male, right? And then and you have to play it close between not looking like a sucker and keeping a leg up. So like, how do I not like kind of sell my mans out too early where people are like, oh, like you a snitch, you a sucker, but then how do I keep a leg up and tell just enough or give just enough light on a certain situation to make me look like I'm the big homie, right? And then sometimes if you take all the way, like you just take the back seat and be reserved, people look at you as like you validate what they say. I always look at the Dame Dash and Jay-Z situation. The more Dame talks, the more people feel like Jay-Z's a snake. If Jay-Z don't come out and show all the Rockefeller business, he grimy, he a snake, he doing it dirty, the industry's on his side. Like all those point of views are kind of empowered the more quiet Jay-Z is. Otherwise, he would say something. If he come out and tell all this dirt about Rockefeller stuff that he never said before in Unreleased, then he's just a sellout, he's a sucker, he's an industry dude, he sold Dame. Like, so it's kind of like, how do you play it enough? You know what I'm saying? You throw a little jab. I ain't talking about Jimmy, I ain't talking about Dame. Like, you do just enough to kind of keep face without something. And that's kind of what you feel like here is like a pole position. They keep jockeying where I'm going to release this, the syrup thing or that. And just enough to where it's not too much where I'm looking like I'm selling them out, but I got to say enough to kind of knock you down, not to keep me up. And it's so difficult when you got that relationship built in that as opposed to just being a rival. Two rivals from opposite camps can go all day.
It's just so much. And like, although I love the history lesson and you obviously love hearing, seeing the behind the scenes stuff, it's just like, at this point, it's just like, okay, now that that's been said, you guys have it. I mean, it's not even in a record. Like, it's just,
but it's better that way without a record, though.
Yeah, but how does it like? So okay, we've seen Jim Jones and the Funk Flex thing. There isn't any music to promote around that. Cameron did the Instagram Live thing.
50,000 people.
Right, crazy numbers. I mean, there was no sponsor for it. I mean, this is 50,000 that just happened and it's gone. Like, so now what? Like, so it's now what? Like,
where's the culture?
Well, I mean, but I think, but as I'm saying, I really think it kind of was like just for the culture because people wanted to know. Like, like I said, so Just Blaze and Swizz Beatz are two huge figures, right?
Right.
And so I watched mine on Swizz Beatz thing because it shot like how Just Blaze's camera was, so I stayed in Swizz's. But I'm looking in.
Ebro holding the camera like, put it on a tripod, fam. Like,
yeah. Geez. So I'm looking at it, and so it's like 14,000 in there, whatever. But I'm looking like Cam did 50,000. Yeah. He ain't got no music out, no nothing. Cam ain't been like really music relevant in a long time. You know what I'm saying? Like that, and got 50 million just because people care that much about Dipset. As part of it, maybe some people.
Man, maybe sometimes people, man. It's drama.
But,
you know.
Right,
drama.
but that's what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna say too. Part of it is drama. But there is a good, purpose. Like my favorite episodes and my favorite interviews on Breakfast Club and stuff be the guys who could tell you a story because there's so much stuff that we don't know. Like we would love to know about. I remember like when on last Real Nigga Live when Nas said there's some missing pieces that have to leave out this song. Like as far as the struggle for the King of New York, I bet like Nas, like we got to sit down and just talk to Nas and Jay about or Wu-Tang or anybody or any Doc Stoop and Dre, any the artists that we grew up on that really been through and made classic music and the wars and the beefs, they got stories for days. And we could sit there for 2 days and listen to them talk for 48 hours straight. Yeah. So if you love the culture and you love the history, me personally, also too, I'm a history major when I was in school. I love history. I love hearing those stories, why things are where they are. So when I'm watching the Breakfast Club and Nori comes on, I look at the time, they say an hour and 5 minutes.
Yeah, Nori's the best.
Nori's gonna give us a history lesson and explain stuff that happened. That's why Prodigy's book was so good because it made a lot of stuff make sense. You know what I'm saying? So the history for the culture, I think it meant a lot. Because like I said, this has been going on for over a decade with Diplomats.
Yeah, and I mean, I just and I agree with you. I love it. Like especially with me, it's it's kind of like a catch-22 being in New York City, because they'll talk about the tunnel, but is it here anymore? And I walk by it. You know, when G Jones, like, I lived on Willis.
That DVD's coming out too. The DVD for the tunnel's coming out, so I can't wait.
Yeah, that's gonna be fire. Like Jim Jones said, I lived on Willis, and I walk by Willis now, and it's like an all gentrified area. You know, they do go in Willis. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they or do Harlem or these streets, and I'm like, this is great. I'm here. I see it, but it isn't here anymore. It's like. It's almost like walking through Rome or Paris and like, preserve stuff. It seems like, oh yeah, Julius Caesar was right there, but he isn't now. You know what I'm saying? So it's
the first time I was in New York and I saw the Frack City, I was like, oh, that's lit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, like now there's a geek aspect of it.
Yeah, like,
super dope.
Yeah, Jay-Z like used to hustle on 145th and Broadway. I'm like, okay, there's a McDonald's there now. You know what I'm saying? And a Starbucks. Like, I was reading Undecoded. And all these places, I was like, this is great. He talked about the whole thing between, you know, if you took the train from 59th to 125th, there's no stops in between, so you would get robbed. And now people like bring their dogs and stuff, and I eat salads. You know, I love it because I get to eat my salad. Pause. I love history too, but it's a difference between Nori telling a funny story about him and Big Pun getting a burger, than two people who are airing each other out personally. Yeah. Who you saw as a unit. That's the only thing. Like, I love the history, but it's like it's a discredit each other thing that bothered me. Not necessarily the history lesson.
That's true.
But like now I'm trying to destroy you. I'm trying to make Cam seem like he never cared about me, and Cam trying to make Jim seem like you weren't even a part of the bigger part. Like you're not even from Harlem. You're not even from Harlem. You're from the Bronx. So it's like they're trying to like use history to destroy each other, to like unify. So that's my own thing, but I love it. So you can't really even know which one is true because they're both conflicting.
For example, could you imagine if Dre and Timbaland and Kanye got together and started talking about all the beats that weren't produced, messing up the history? Oh, well, you didn't do the stringer, you didn't do the what? Oh, well, I know you we like stop.
Yeah, I don't want to see Pharrell and Chad argue on Facebook Live. No, you didn't say wait a minute. I said wait a minute.
Do you think it matters a little bit though, based on?
It's my idea to sign Malice, not yours. Like I don't want to hear that. You know what I mean?
I thought Cam brought up an interesting point though, and I do think there was some truth to it. So, because fans are like this, Cam was like, to me, it was kind of weird. Because like you're trying to justify why you went to Rock Nation.
I paused that salad thing. Sorry, go ahead.
No, we caught it. Go ahead. When Cam was talking about like why is Jim doing this? Like, is he just trying to justify why he went to Rock Nation? He should just say I went over there and just lived. Because Cam was like, because everybody knows the history between Rockefeller, well not Rockefeller, but not between Jay and Diplomats. And so fans will be like, oh yeah, Jim, you messing up the company. Now y'all never get back together because now you're messing with Jay. And fans do think like that. Yeah. So I never thought about that until Cam said it. I'm like, fans probably
right. They're probably right.
Yeah. Right.
Probably right. Yeah. It's
and fans probably do. And I was like, and Cam thing was like, well, you don't have to justify why you don't have to try to go up to the radio crying and saying I didn't hold you down to justify you going to Rock Nation. Just say you want to go over there because it's lit. And do that. Don't try to. So then it creates an air of confrontation because now, like I said, like personally, like certain things, not that it's how I know it or nothing like that, but certain things Ken was saying, like I already like Jim is from the Bronx. If you know you studied diplomat history, Jim's is from the Bronx.
But Cameron's mad petty because Willis is like it's literally one street away from Harlem. Like right. Like Willis, the bridge, and then you're there. It's not that far. It's like he's not like where Fat Joe is from. It's literally like it's like a 5-minute walk. Like that's kind of.
You don't want to see the Terror Squad. You don't want to see Terror Squad. Don't pick up Fat Joe.
No, but I'm saying the Bronx is like the Bronx, like the South. The South Bronx is like right there by Harlem. Like it's kind of petty to mention that. It's like it's literally a hop, skip, and a jump away. It's not that far.
Yeah.
It's not deep at all. The Bronx is huge. He's like literally like on the edge of the Bronx to Harlem. Yeah. Like it's like you'd have to mention that. Like.
Well,
it was like in Co-op City or something. Well.
Yeah, exactly. It's not that
Drew is lightweight from UC Davis, which is about 20 minutes outside of Sacramento. I mean, while we just here, I ain't want to mention it. None. I said, I know he's saying from that, but cut off.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you're not from Venice, you're from Santa Monica. It's like, fam, it's the same boardwalk, but whatever. But yeah, so that was interesting to see. Hopefully they'll patch it up. I mean, it was kind of weird seeing Jim Jones sign to Roc Nation, only because not only the Cameron thing, but because he had beef with Jay directly. And then obviously Dame Dash has been his mentor for a while, so it did seem kind of like an off move. Even Jim signing a record deal in general or signing an artist deal was just out of the ordinary. Then with Roc Nation, so it is what it is. But Roc Nation,
all that's left is for Joe Budden to sign. You got Nas, you got Jimmy. Joe Budden's is next. Jay making his rounds, man. All that's for Joe Budden to sign.
I think Joe would have no problem with that.
Not even a little bit.
Now listen. Now, if the game signs with Roc Nation, I believe all conspiracy theories. We're on out. I believe it. If the game signs with Roc Nation, I believe everything y'all been telling me. Okay.
I don't doubt it, man.
I'll give Donita my Grammy hat. Okay, I'll give my Grammy hat. So yeah, man. So yeah, it's just been a lot of good stuff going on. A lot of good music. I also want to shout out a new group that I found on Spotify. Yeah, I see you. I saw on Spotify. So this is I literally for the past, I want to say a few months, I've been finding out some really dope artists on Spotify through like the new music discovery playlist. Like every week I'm on it, and it's this group. Drew, you gotta hear them. They're called They. I don't know if you heard them before. They're called They. The album came out called New Religion Hyena. It is fire. It's like, I'm going to post it in the group and post it in the YouTube. I've never met these people before in my life. I have no idea who that's. I promise you.
Shout out to Kobo.
I have no idea who they're trying to. But their sound is like, it's like Ray Shrimmer plus The Weeknd plus like Creed. It's like this like R&B rock hip hop vibe. Like it's crazy. It's called the album's called New Hyena. But I'm gonna post a couple of tracks in the group, but they are phenomenal. So people out there, if you want to discover new artists, go to Spotify, hit the new music discovery. I do find it, and even the podcast too. Like I found about this guy named SIR Sir on the Joe Budden podcast, and I've been playing. Like they have this new little thing at the end of the podcast where they play new artists. But there's so many dope artists from her, from Ray Black, Kalani. Jazz Cartier, like there's so many dope artists out there, guys. So like really, like I know we're 90s, 2000s heads, 80s heads, but really give these new artists a shot, man. You'll be surprised.
Speaking of which, we talked about it, so I got to put it out there for the culture. This is the perfect panel because us three talked about it.
Did it
real soon? We're about to have like what is it? What we call like an unsigned hype, an artist, an album.
Yeah.
Tell them about. So
I want to ask you guys what we want to do, and Deshaun, we had a good suggestion. We want to actually get you guys out there who want to get like critique for your music to submit your music to us, and we will review it live. Okay, we're gonna review an episode, like submit all your music, and we're gonna give our honest opinions. We're gonna play it on the channel, so you get your clicks up, get your views up, whatever, get some promo. We'll give you our honest opinion of what we think of it. So if y'all will it in a few weeks, I'll have some information for you. We'll gotta wrap it up, but give me your thoughts. Let me know if this is what y'all want to do. Submit your music, because early on when I was doing reviews, a lot of people wanted to pay me to review their music, and honestly, I just didn't have the time. And when I did my earlier reviews, like my Beyonce Adele stuff, that takes like 5 hours to do, because like you have to I recorded with my Canon 60D, so I'll talk, let's say, for 10 minutes. I have to upload the footage to the computer to edit. That takes about an hour and a half. Then I have to edit it and put the subtitles and stuff. That takes about another hour and a half. Then I have to render the video file, which takes 3 hours to render for a 10-minute video. Then I have to upload it to YouTube, which takes about like 50 minutes, right? So if I start reviewing the album at 12 o'clock at night, it won't make it to YouTube by like 6 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. So, but that's for like a Beyonce Adele record. I can't do that same time with somebody who I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
If you got Illmatic, we going all out. We put
especially when people are searching Beyonce and Adele, which creates music for the channel, so I can't do that. But with the technology I have now for the culture, I can literally just pull up this song up here and do a live review, and it's done. Once the live stream is over, there's no editing to be done. It's a wrap. So it'll be easier for us to review it here versus doing the whole HT camera Steven Spielberg way. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, if you guys are interested in that, we'll have some more information for you But I know a lot of artists out there who just wanted some feedback and want some extra promos, some extra views and clicks. So we can definitely do that. You know what I mean? So, all right, cool. So, Deshaunus, any last words, my brother?
Nah, man, we got it in. You know, I don't want to hold the audience too long. Thank you for staying with us. I'm still looking at, plenty of viewers are still on and commenting, so shout out to all the viewers tomorrow and those that'll wake up. You know what I'm saying? Peace and love to everybody. Thanks for tuning in. See you next week.
Absolutely. Drew, any last words, my brother? What's up?
Yeah, we covered a lot. Like Shana said, thanks for rocking with us. It's a great platform to get our ideas, get your ideas, get feedback, all that. Yep. Also in the group. BMOCTV is lit. Follow me on Twitter. Bricks is King. BRIXX is King. Bricks is King. And just keep rocking.
Follow him, man. Drew be dropping that knowledge, man. Follow him, man. We'll see, man. I think what I want to do is when Nicki drops the song, if she drops a song this week, let's not wait until Sunday. If Nicki, I won't say Nicki Barnes. Remy has so many Nicki flips, man. Golly. But if she drops a song before next Sunday, let's try to get together and let's, see what's popping. So I don't know if she's gonna do. I don't know. I'm so on the edge. I have no idea what Nicki's gonna do. I have no idea what she's gonna do. This is gonna be really interesting to watch. Hopefully. Yeah. So we'll see.
Real quick, is the Oscars tonight too.
Yeah.
And real quick, this RIP to Bill Paxton. He passed away.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
Titanic's one of my favorite movies. I love Titanic. No Titanic slander. I'm the black guy who likes Titanic. Titanic's an amazing movie. I told you I love history and stories. I love Titanic.
Yeah, he was the dope, man. Last time I saw him was on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I love the comic book shows. So I saw him on that. And then he had the Training Day show that's going to premiere like next week or something, right?
Oh, okay. I didn't even know that.
It's a Training Day show, and he's playing like the crooked cop with the rookie, with the black guy who's a rookie. So
I didn't see the premiere for that. I did,
Yeah, like we trashed it, but not because of Bill Paxton. we trashed the unoriginal idea. They've done like Rush Hour and Lethal Weapon. So, but that's crazy that happened. So it was complications with the surgery. But RIP to him. Shout out to his family and everybody like that. So that's so unexpected. He was like 60, 61 or something like that. Want to support the channel, just subscribe, youtube.com/BMOCTV. If you want to join the group, facebook.com/groups/BMOCTV. I will get around to accepting members. There's like 300 member requests.
That's it.
Listen, our group had some chaos last year. I'm just really super skeptical about who I invite. Unless you know somebody, I'm super skeptical, but I'm going to try to make some time. I got a few more days left of my paternity leave. So I'm gonna try to get together my son's sleep and accept some requests. You know what I mean? So if you
live the biz.
Oh yeah, of course, live the biz. There's gonna be some major stuff. Also too, for the music feedback stuff, we're gonna have a big event this summer. For those who live in New York that want to submit your music and get some executives to give you some feedback in the room. So it's not like give me your business card, I'll holler at you. No, like I'm doing an event where like you play your music and they're there. They're right there. They're gonna tell you, it's gonna be called Shuffle Play. And you pretty much are gonna get, it's like speed dating mixed with music networking. So you'll get 10 minutes with an executive, and once that buzzer is up, you move to the next person. So you meet somebody. So in those 10 minutes, you do whatever you want. So if you want to talk to them for 5 or play music for 5, if you want to play a 10-minute song, whatever you do, but they're right there. They can't ditty you. They can't call me tomorrow. No, they're right there. So look out for that. That's gonna drop probably in June, and then we'll have 2 more events before that. So check it out. www.livethe.biz.
Check in for June.
Yeah, exactly. If the New York one goes well, we're gonna be going to LA and Atlanta and London. So make sure that the New York one gotta go super smooth. You know what I'm saying? Right. So if you're a dope artist, make sure you follow the movement. Instagram, Live the Biz. So that's it, man. I'm BMOC. God bless everybody. Have a good night. Enjoy the Oscars. Peace.